Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. So yesterday we were talking about pretty much just why you want to focus on real utility and real cryptos or real investments, period. All right. The country is at, I want to say, $36 trillion worth of debt. Right? Household debt's like super crazy. Right? Things at the store aren't getting any cheaper, right? And people's savings are dwindling. So it might make sense to cut back on spending, which is really the whole point of why the Federal Reserve was raising interest rates in the first place. Usually they raise interest rates to slow down economic activity, right? So I don't know, man. A lot of this stuff, like, it's super boring, you know, but I think it makes sense to understand a bunch of this stuff, you know, a little bit, just a little bit, right? So again, like, the Federal Reserve raises interest rates to slow the economy, and then they lower interest rates to increase, you know, the economy, to you know, spark investment and whatnot, right? But again, right now we have Trump just signing that, you know, his the bill about crypto and make United States the #1 capital for crypto and AI. And we had a little hiccup the other day, or yesterday, about DeepSeek, which is a Chinese AI company that's open source, that, I mean, supposedly it's supposed to be better. I can't confirm that. But looking at how it affects the stock market, it might be true. But we'll see what happens. Nvidia took a big hit, you know, from that, because they make chips and different things for AI, right? Other news we got, we're looking at, again, XRP and Ripple. Remember, Ripple's a company. The XRPL is the blockchain that Ripple uses, right? They just announced that they had two more money transmitter licenses, right? And that just gives them the ability to, you know, transmit money legally in the United States. So I want to say they got a total of probably like 60 money transmitter licenses around the world, right? So when we talk about investing or looking at things that are real, I would start at a standard, right? A standard being kind of like, for example, an iPhone charger that fits an Android, you know, USB Type-C. It's a standard, right? So let's start at a standard. A standard would be something that's compliant, or something that allows you to come into compliance. So when we look at different cryptos that we want to invest in, let's look at ones that are adhering to standards or even developing standards, right? So when we look at Ripple, I believe they sit on the board or are part of a council for this standard called ISO 222. So whether or not you can truly be compliant with that standard, or like, say for example, if there's a ISO compliant crypto, for example, whether or not you can actually be an ISO compliant cryptocurrency, you can still be in compliance with a standard, or even be developing the standard, which Ripple is, along with, I believe, Stellar Lumens and a couple other ones, right? So we'll start there. There's a standard. There's a standard, ISO 222. Then we look at legal framework, right? So the SEC sued Ripple, right? It got determined that the XRP in itself, the token, is not a security. So right now, XRP would be the only crypto with legal clarity in that regard, right? Bitcoin had clarity from the CFTC a while back that it was a commodity, and that's why you see kind of like major strides with Bitcoin in some areas, kind of like the Bitcoin ETFs. But XRP is not a security. All the other cryptos have yet to have any real, guidance on what they truly are, right? So I heard, I believe it was the crypto czar, David Sachs, I think his name is. He was talking about Trump's coin and how Trump's coin would be considered kind of like a baseball card or a collectible. That's what it was, right? So now you're looking at, these 5,000 plus cryptos all fall in like different categories. They're not all trying to replace the dollar or be this sovereign debt instrument like Bitcoin, So you're gonna have your, security coins, possibly your currency coins, your, stock or security coins, and then your meme collectible coins or whatever. They're all gonna be different designations for what these coins are. So I don't know, just watch the regulation, watch the legal framework around it. Like in 2017, we didn't have this much information about what all this stuff is, right? And it gets super deep, right? And I can get into that in other videos, about how like the BIS and what they got going on, and the IMF. So the BIS is the Bank for International Settlements, right? And the IMF is the International Monetary Fund. Like, there's so much stuff going on in this crypto space, so where you need to take it serious. Like, if you're trying to get ahead, feel like you can't get ahead, this might be a way to get ahead. I was looking at a car the other day. It was like a 2013 like Cadillac CTSV. Like, I love that car. I remember the first time I saw it like years ago, and I saw it was like $30,000. They still they hold their value because of that Corvette V8 in it. But I looked at the finance charge on it, what it would cost to like finance it, and it said like $1,000 to finance this car. And looking like years ago, I was paying $250 for a car loan, like maybe like in 2007, 2008. It was only $250, to pay a car loan. And I get it, those could be not favorable like loan terms, but even just the idea of it, that in 2025, a car that somebody would even offer to finance it at $1,000 a month. It's kind of crazy. It's making it feel like you really can't get ahead. Like, prices are just going up, So again, when you look at not getting away from inflation, you got to figure out a way to, fight back against inflation. And there's only a few ways to do that. And that's going to be investing, saving, and then planning for what's to come. So I don't know. I mean, I really didn't have much to talk about, but like, if you like stuff like this, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.